I am Benjamin CRUZ, and I am from the Philippines. And I came here on July 24, 2011. I was working well with my company for 4 months. I was doing well, and then I was shocked that my employer suddenly he reduces my wages from 1,600 to 1,000 riyal. I asked him why did it happen. He told me that I was not working well. But I told him, how could that happen? I was doing everything here for you. I've been your plumber, I've been your carpenter, also a mechanic for you. And now you will tell me that I'm not working well. Is it because that you gave me something that I don't know and then I failed to do it well? Is that the case? He told me yes. Well, that is not my job. You gave me something that is not my profession. So I decided to file a case on the court against him. At first, it is my intention just to go home because I don't want to work with someone like him. The case started on February 22, where the first hearing has occurred, and he did not attend. On March, he took my identification card and he told me that I cannot go anywhere, even to the hospital. From January up to June, I was working as a marble cutter, which is very, very far from my profession as a aircon technician.
So this has been a terrible struggle, one that started with such optimism, where you thought that you would go for 2 years to support your family, to build an asset base to go home to.
Yes.
And instead you found a story of exploitation, your wages cut, denial of fundamental rights, no justice. And of course now you don't even have your passport.
Yes.
It's been handed to the authorities.
Yes.
And what you are asking, as I understand it, is for your passport back, for the freedom of the right to work here, an NOC certificate, and indeed the court case to be resolved,
Yes,
for just wages lost. In any other country, that would be an issue that your union would be able to take to the courts to have resolved, to a labour court,
Yes.
or an arbitration council, or some form of arbitral environment. Are there any unions here, Benjamin?
Nothing in my knowledge that there is no unions here.
No, because
No
the
one is-
government denies freedom
Yes.
of association.
Yeah.
We heard some terrible stories tonight of people living 8, 10, 12, 15 to a room, of cooking spaces that are right next door to the toilets, that are shared with washing spaces. We saw for ourselves that this is not the kind of home that you would expect to have. Were you surprised by the accommodation standards?
Actually, I'm not surprised at the accommodation standards. You can imagine how people could live in that
And do you
case.
think this is a way to live?
No, actually, this is not a way to live, because living like this is stressful. Because imagine moving in a space where you can only move as much as the space that provided to you. Even before going to sleep, imagine how many people inside the room, 10 people and one air condition. It is not exactly right or rightful to live like this.
It's certainly not treating workers with dignity.
Yeah.
It seems to me that
degrades it.
whether it's the living conditions or the right to raise issues of concern, people are entitled to be treated with respect.
Yeah.
The fact that it's so hard to get justice through the courts is not acceptable for any worker anywhere. And of course the fact that you can't join a union to look after yourself and each other is something that is against fundamental international rights. So good luck, Benjamin.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having the courage
you
to
also,
tell us
ma'am.
your story.
Yeah. Today, I pick up my passport from the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, and then they hadn't handed me my passport, and they waived the 6,000 real penalty. And today is a start where I can get back to my life. I can finally work again for over 17 months that they have took away my passport, and now it's with me, and I can finally now start over and work again and finally support financially my family back in the Philippines.